We got a rook on deck. Good to see Constellation getting some fresh blood. Ah, gotta pass the hours on the star station somehow. And the iron's always been good to me.
I've been trying for the more balanced approach to my spare time, personally. Reading science journals, picking up odd jobs on distant moons for fun, and sampling various cheeses.
Wish I could have been down at the lodge to see the artifacts come together. But I got a little lost peeking through the eye. That one's all on me. The eye is the nickname for the star station. Think of it as one big telescope. Probably would have just gotten annoyed at being bothered. I'll catch a smile at our next big revelation. You know there's more to come. Now, this station, the Eye, rigged up for deep space scans. Barrett and Sarah teased out the signs of where our artifacts could be hiding after we caught our second one. But the data takes a slow ride along the Sea of Light. Years or decades between us and the fringes of space without a grav drive. You won't be the only constellation out there. Andreja and Matteo are both following up on scans themselves. Matteo went out recently, but Andreja, it's been a while. Hate to pull a worried old man act on you, but I'm an old man and I'm worried.
It's okay to be worried about her, Vlad. She's been out there for a while.
She should be at one of the 2 sites I've marked on your star map. Can take care of herself, but we all need backup sometimes. Anyway, hopefully you'll be catching Fortune's smile and we'll have some more artifacts to take a closer look at. Happy hunting.
On some planets, it takes a millennia for some cave formations to grow.
Don't come any
On others,
closer.
it can take days.
Identify yourself.
You are from Constellation. Vladimir said someone might be coming.
Andreja, good to see you. Looking a little more murdery than usual, but let's just say they had it coming.
You are the newest member, yes? Do they often send you to check up on other, more senior members? Perhaps. I suspect Vladimir worried you might find me on the ground, instead of this one. We waste time. We should complete our mission and then we can talk.
You're back. You did not respond when I called to you after you pulled out the artifact. Does that mean Barrett's theory and experience were correct? The artifact grants the first person who touches it a vision? The fact that it has happened to both you and Barrett is already more than we had before.
I think it is important that we discuss what you saw back there. That man. What I had done. It was, yes. I appreciate that you see it that way. A very practical outlook, not one I find is shared amongst members of Constellation. May I ask what your background is? Argos. I have heard of this company. Small, reckless. Interesting. I do not have experience with this profession, but I have my own experiences with risk. We both seem to be Unusual additions to Constellation. Please, I would ask that you not mention to Vladimir the circumstances in which you found me. This is not the first time that Varun zealots have attempted to corner me. If it is known that this has happened again, well, it has been a while since I was given an assignment on my own. I would not want it to be even longer in the future. Do you understand? If that is the case, so be it. I am just trying to avoid complications. Unnecessary worry for Vladimir. It should be clear by now that I am more than able to take care of myself.
I will finish here and return to New Atlantis when I can. You should go now, as they will be expecting us.
We were worried.
Why? Was there a concern that I would not contribute to the mission?
Look at you.
I do not mind being asked to join in a debate. It was good to hear everyone's sides. But I do agree that we accomplished something together. Thank you for your help. I have no objections. Let us see what else we can find out there.
Noel!
We have not yet had a moment to talk about what happened to you at that place. Temple? I am not sure what to call it. In all my time amongst the stars, I have never heard of such a thing. What do you think that place was? Nor I suspect anyone else who has ever lived. Is that presuming too much? Certainly it is too soon to speculate about who built it, but how can we not? After what you experienced, do you have any insights? It is hard to argue, but the implications... I am sorry. After what you have been through, I should be asking about you. Are you all right? Have you felt any side effects? Yes, I meant apart from that. I am still trying to comprehend that on its own. The artifacts, that temple, this new ability you have acquired. Clearly they are all connected. This is all so much bigger than we realized. You are right. Now we have even greater reason to press forward. To learn more about what is at work here. Never would I have imagined to encounter something like these Starborn. Now I feel that rather than having answers, we only have more questions. Yes, by any meaning of the word. Regardless of how impossible they may have seemed before now, I must say that I do not like being threatened by anyone. If so, what would that be? Clearly, these Starborn are connected to the artifacts, which would mean that they are also connected to that temple you found. Did they make these things? Have they appropriated them? This all implies there is something more, something we do not yet understand. You are right. And it would seem that if we do, we may well cross paths with these Starborn again. We will need to be on our guard from now on. They seem to know much about us. Perhaps we can learn more about them to make it even. We should return to our search then. There's still so much to do. Yes? It is a relief to know that the Terramorphs are being dealt with. But are you sure this Aseles creature is the right way to do it? I can understand that line of thinking, but even when talking about a species like the Terramorph, this decision means the Terramorphs will remain a threat for years to come, if not longer. And that is assuming it works at all. It is too soon to know, and
At least something is being done. Any effort is better than none. And I must say, I find it curious that you would agree keeping the Lazarus plant around is a good idea. It seems an additional, unnecessary risk. I do not think some potential future use outweighs the risk it poses now. I find it even more concerning that the United Colonies will keep this information secret. They have enough power already. They do not need this in their arsenal. Well, it is good to know that this particular threat is behind us, and you have done a service to all who live in the settled systems. Ah, hello. I have been curious. I know that your role in Constellation was thrust upon you in an unusual way. But that experience does not demand that you stay. You could have delivered the artifact and then left. Why do you stay? It does seem to be a unique situation with serious consequences. That is what keeps me here as well. My past is complicated. And anyone in Constellation will tell you I do not speak much of it. But my family always stressed the importance of having a purpose in life. You must have a reason for being. Yes, that is one way of putting it. I am often surprised at how reluctant some are to agree with the idea. They sometimes seem offended I would suggest such a thing. When I first came to New Atlantis, I was shocked at how many people go about their business every day like drones. They do their jobs, eat their food, sleep in their beds, all seemingly without concern for anything around them. Complacent. Their experience is so different from much of the settled systems. They do not know how good they have it. Yes, they were. I did not grow up amidst such luxury. Purpose cuts through adversity. I know that all too well. And these people seem to have no idea. I have. There have been times where I wondered whether it was worth it. My family is unique within the settled systems. I grew up outside the bounds of the United Colonies, or the Freestar Collective. My parents, and their parents before them, did not believe anyone outside our family could be trusted or relied upon. You can imagine, I am sure, how existence without ties to others is challenging in space. It has certainly proven valuable. Saved me. A few times, without question. For now, though, it would seem you and I have found purpose in Constellation. I believe that is enough. I am pleased that we have common cause, and have enjoyed our time together. Thank you. I would like a chance to talk to you, if you are able. I have been thinking about what we talked about before. The idea of purpose in one's life. You agreed with me that true purpose can be a driving force in life. I found that comforting. But something has been nagging at me since. I have been single-minded in my pursuits. I have always believed the decisions I made were necessary, that there was no other option. I have sacrificed much to be where I am now. And I'm starting to wonder if it has been worth it. I know. I have told you that I am not one to discuss my past. And yet, no, that is not what I am trying to say. I promised to provide for my family. That meant working with smugglers to procure supplies we could not acquire any other way.
I have spent my adult life away from my home, jumping from one planet to the next, living in dangerous conditions, often surrounded by violence. It certainly influenced the way I see the universe. I was convinced from the beginning that it was unwise to let anyone get too close. I had, maybe not quite friends, but people I cared about. Yet there was always a distance I could not reach across. I often find other people complicated and confusing. It seemed easier to not become attached, especially when circumstances meant I might never see them again, with no warning. And yet here we are. I find we work better together. What I am trying to say is that I now wonder whether it has been the right decision to distance myself from others. I appreciate that more than you know. I have something I wanted to say. But I confess I am afraid of how you will react. I am reluctant to put that to the test. But it is necessary that we are honest with each other. I know that you said you prefer to be surrounded by others, unlike me. But Constellation means something to us both. And I must be honest about why. The little I have spoken of my history has been nothing but truth. I worked with smugglers. I have caused my share of pain and suffering. What I have left out, until now, is that all of that was done on behalf of House Va'ruun. My people. My family. They have retreated from open relations with the United Colonies and the Freestar Collective, but they still exist. I was born in the great city of Dazra, and raised with the teachings of Jinan Va'ruun. I underwent the rite of Krejar when I came of age. I am of the promised, those who know the truth of the Great Serpent and his inevitable return. Thank you. I doubt many would see it that way. There is a reason I am only just revealing this now. Several years ago, I intercepted requests from Constellation to access Va'ruun's space, speaking only of exploration. I was sent to infiltrate Constellation, posing as a former smuggler looking for a new purpose in life. That was the intent, yes, but the reality is more complicated. Several weeks after I arrived, I attempted to access secure records within Constellation's archives. Vladimir and Sarah were waiting for me. I had no idea what to think. I was horrified. My failure would be reported to the High Council, and the penalty would be severe. Yes, she is. I cannot imagine anyone else in her position doing the same. You and I have spent so much time together. It has been increasingly difficult to keep this from you. And I am sorry for that. Telling you this violates so many of the orders I was given. But it was the right thing to do. I can feel that. I know. I understand that this may change what you think of me. I know that you may no longer wish to associate with me. I believe that in this moment, honesty is more important than anything. No matter what happens next, I have appreciated the time with you, and I thank you for trusting me. It has been a relief to be honest with you about my past. I appreciate your willingness to listen. But talking about this, remembering all those years, has brought back some unsettling memories.
Thank you. That means a great deal to me.
I have told you that I spent many years coordinating with smugglers along the edges of the settled systems. There were men and women I worked alongside closely. And over time, I established relationships. They were not of the promised, but I considered them friends. Yes, very. It was not what I was expecting. You must understand. I was raised to believe that those who do not follow the Great Serpent do not matter, for they are lost. Their fate is fixed and grim. And yet here were these men and women with hopes and dreams, delights and aversions. It felt like a small betrayal of my people, of House Varun, but I cared for my friends. And then I lost them. It's not something I have much experience with. It was so sudden. We had met on a remote planet to transfer cargo, and zealots appeared in force, seemingly out of nowhere. There was barely time to react. So many were cut down immediately. I believe my years of training saved me, got me moving when others faltered. I retreated to my ship immediately. But I left them all behind. Aaron Bascom and Jada Wong. They were my friends, and I abandoned them. And in the years since, I have never looked for them. I have no doubt they were resourceful. Still, how badly were their lives damaged by that moment? In my time getting to know you, I have thought more and more of all this. How little sense it all made, how I never really knew what happened or what became of my friends. My connection to you has reminded me what it means to trust someone, to be there for them. And I can no longer live with not knowing. I need to finally pursue this. I would like you with me when I do. I do not know what we will find, but I know it will be easier with you at my side. Thank you. That is... I'm sorry, I am not used to someone being so considerate on my behalf. I am not sure where they might be now, but I believe we should begin the search in Aquila City. That is where I last saw Aaron Bascom. This city is so large, yet retains a sort of rustic feel. I find it comforting.
If you need something,
He is not here. I am disappointed, but relieved somehow? You're right. I'm sorry. Someone here must know more. We should inquire about him.
It's out there. You stay you, okay? Just... Please stay, all right?
If you're here about the blood stain, I'll get to it when I get to it.
I trust you are well.
I'm busy. Leave me alone. You ain't here looking for Erin. She is.
Hello, Aggie. I was unsure whether you would remember me. It has been a long time.
I ain't likely to forget you anytime soon. Don't try to play tough with me. I ain't got the time or the patience for it. She didn't ruin Aaron's life enough the first time, huh? Back for more?
Ruined his life? How dare you?
Did she tell you what she did to him? How she left him bleeding on some godforsaken rock in the middle of nowhere? Ha! Forgive me if I don't take you at your word. Aaron sat in that corner for years, scared of his own shadow, convinced the damn zealots were coming back to finish the job. The few credits he had to rub together that didn't get spent on drink, he spent on setting himself up someplace where they couldn't find him. Wouldn't trust anyone that walked through the door. Only ever talked to me when he was drunk enough. If either of you cared, you wouldn't just be showing up now. Aaron ain't been in here for almost a year now. Showed up one day saying he'd gone and got himself set up on Hyla too, thanking me for letting him stay here so often. It was the closest I'd seen him to happy in I don't know how long. And that was it. Never came through the door again.
Did he ever mention me?
You mean, did he blame you? That's what you want to know. I know guilt when I see it. Don't try and deny it.
Fine. Did he blame me?
No. Believed you were one of the good ones, right up until the last time I talked to him. Me? I don't think your kind has good ones.
My kind?
I know what you are. You take your holier-than-thou bullshit and your great serpent and shove 'em.
You dare insult me like this when I have come to you asking for help. I should kill you where you stand. Fine. Fine. Let us leave this place at once.
Well, this has been so much fun. You see Aaron, you tell him I got a bottle of his favorite stashed away if he ever shows up again. But honestly, I'm hoping he doesn't. How are you?
We have something to go on, at least. I am grateful that you showed some compassion, despite that woman's attitude. I do not have your patience. Yes, I had not considered that his absence would affect others in the same way. It is better to overlook her reaction, then. I'm eager to reach Hyla too, and speak to Aaron. Perhaps there is something we can do to help him. Provide him a sense of safety. Some other time, then. Have I mentioned that I am not fond of seafood? We should be on our guard here. If we could detect the camp from orbit, it means others could too. And I have no idea what fortification. When we arrive, would you let me speak to him first? Thank you. From what Aggie said, it sounds like he has been rather paranoid for years now. Let us proceed slowly and carefully. I do not want to antagonize him.
Captain.
Do you see anything useful? We are triumphant. Best not to leave anything useful behind. I thought I saw something. I need to be sure. I don't know what to say. I thought there would be a chance to speak to him. To make amends. Or at least to hear him curse me for leaving him. I was prepared to accept that. I did not think I would find him like this. At least these vermin didn't get him. He's been gone for... Well, clearly it's been some time. Look around. There will be correspondence from Jade Wong, I am sure of it. This cannot all be for nothing.
You found something. I should have guessed. Jada was always the one to run towards trouble. Of course she would still be doing it now. In her own way. Crazy might be a bit extreme, but I cannot entirely disagree. Jada was younger than some of the other smugglers we contracted. There was concern she would be unreliable. As time went on, we called on her more and more often, eventually relying on her almost. She was sharp, a skilled pilot and very, very determined. Always talking about her big plans for retirement, how she would live like a... I am not surprised that she would desire revenge. But to go this far, we need to find her. But before we go, I've discovered something else. And I do not know what to make of it. Aaron was composing a reply to Jada, but never sent it. It reads as if he was expecting the Zealots to find him. That they knew where to look for him. His fears were well-founded. If the Zealots did indeed come for him. What bothers me, though, is that he mentions a name he should not know. Tomisar Kadik. Nor should you. For all of my assignments in the settled systems, Tomisar has been my link to House Baroon. From him, I have received my orders, and he is the person to whom I have reported my success. He does not work with anyone outside House Baroon, and I am the only one who knows how and where to find him. Aaron should never have heard of him. Perhaps. He could have reached out directly, but that would be a surprising breach of protocol. We must first make sure that Jada is safe, and perhaps she will be able to shed light on this. Let us head for the den.
Solid docking key there. Nice work.
Either she is here, or someone will know where she is. I understand this station was once quite the luxurious place
Welcome to the Trade
military
Our stock
commanders.
man. And
Based on what I see,
it is a pleasure.
I find that very hard to believe.
I hope we have what...
If you're ever in New Atlantis, mind putting in a good word for me?
Time was this place would be full of pilots, soldiers, and well-to-do types. And look at it now. Hey there. Ain't seen you before. What brings you to the den? Ah, man with a purpose. Good, I like that. Don't worry, I won't ask questions. I know well as anyone that secrets ought to stay secret. Well, you're welcome here, so long as I don't hear you disrespecting the United Colonies military. You got a problem with our history or our heroes? And you can find somewhere else to get yourself a drink. That's all. Vanguard pilot. A pretty good one from what I hear. Got a real attitude, though. You could always ask the other Vanguard pilots. Or, since you're already here, I do happen to offer services in exchange for payment. One of those services can be information. You get what I'm saying here? Then I will tell you that I happen to overhear she's out in the Groombridge system. And from what I hear, Reyna ain't happy about it. And our little transaction here is concluded. Pleasure doing business. Well, now that depends. You support the UC? Sure as hell does. All right, maybe you can help me out. Had some posters made up a while back to remind folks of the good work Vae Victus has done for all of us. Try and push back against all the lies the government tells. I'd put them up here, but that's, caused some friction with the Vanguard pilots. I hate to see them go to waste, though. If a strong-willed, patriotic individual, such as yourself, were to make sure some of them were placed where they could inspire the people of the United Colonies, well, that'd be something. And there'd be some credits in it for anyone helping out the UC. What do you think? That's the spirit. All right. Posters are in the back there, and you just let me know when you're done. Long live the UC.
Unidentified ship. You are not authorized to be here. State your business. Who the hell are you? And what are you doing here? You're what? You have got to be kidding me. You show up here now of all times? Shit. I've got multiple ships inbound. Too late to run. Sure hope you're prepared for a fight. After the fact? With nothing in between? You'll have to forgive me if I find that hard to believe. Suspicious, even. Look, my grav drive is fried. I need time to repair, if I can even manage it. You didn't take the opportunity to blow me up. So either that's not your goal, or you're playing some long game. You want to explain yourself? I can't stop you from coming over here. But I'm gonna be armed, and it's gonna be aimed at her head. Just so we're all clear.
Whew. Always a satisfying moment to return to your ship.
How? How can you possibly show your face?
I am glad to see that you are safe, Jada. I am sorry if this is difficult for you.
Difficult? Are you serious right now? You set us up, killed my friends, and then a decade later you show up like nothing happened? Have you lost your mind?
Set you up? I was not behind that. It was Zealots, you know that. We were all attacked.
Don't bullshit me. Not now. And who the hell are you? Her backup dancer? Okay. Clearly I'm fine, relatively speaking. You've got some explaining to do, though. What are you doing here with her? You don't look like Varun to me. Why? So you can finish the job she started?
Jada, you are my friend. I was not part of that attack.
You know, for a while I told myself it was a coincidence that you disappeared once the shooting started. That you were long gone when the dust settled. Told myself, no, it couldn't possibly be her. Not after all those years we spent working together. We're friends. So I went after the Zealots. And then I found out the truth. Your damned High Council. They knew. Told the Zealots where to find us.
That's not true. That cannot be true.
Oh, it is.
How? How do you know this? If you have proof, I need to see it right now.
You don't get to demand anything of me, Andreja. I know what I've seen! I don't have... It doesn't work like that. I've put things together over the years. Slates, communications, interrogations.
A name, Jada. Give me a name. You must have heard one by now.
Tomasar! Tomasar Kadik! That's the bastard from the High Council who's been helping the Zealots!
And did you hear this from Aaron?
Aaron? What? No! I haven't talked to him in a year. What do you know about it?
Jada, I swear on the Serpent himself, I would never betray you. I need time to make this right. Can we go somewhere and talk?
I am not giving up on this! I've tracked them this far, and I'm going to see this through! You want your proof? Well, they have it!
I trust you are well.
You think you've won, do you?
That's him! That's the bastard responsible for the ambush! If you're not lying to me, then you better help me take him down! Otherwise I'll just have to... I really can't believe you thought you'd just... show up.
I smile today in the knowledge that the Great Serpent has truly blessed my ship and my crew. Why else would he have delivered unto me
Pressure normalizing.
dregs
I'm
of our
docking complete.
purge years ago? The awful that escaped our righteous judgment.
Betrayed and charged, laid upon them by the
This hurts me that you escaped the fate you deserved. But now, the serpent sets my mind at ease, and in his name, I will cleanse your filth from this universe.
What's on your mind?
do not understand. It cannot be possible that the High Council would betray us like that. He must have been lying. Zealots have interpreted the teachings of Jinan Barun in the most hostile way possible, and are convinced they are the only true followers of the Great Serpent. They have always been certain in their beliefs and actions. Does not make them correct. Something about this does not feel right. This message. The code at the bottom. I have seen this before. I know where we need to go. I must explain. House Barun values secrecy above nearly all else. Those of us sent out into the settled systems, we cannot return. Maybe not forever, but certainly until our mission has been accomplished. When we are assigned a mission, we are taken to a point outside of House Barun's domain. We do not jump ourselves. We are never given the coordinates for Varun Kai, our homeworld. We literally cannot return. Only a select few are ever trusted with that knowledge. I can never go home. Unless I am permitted. It has been deemed necessary for the protection of House Barun. And for generations, it has worked. Who am I to question it? But there is something I can do. I cannot travel to my home, but I can reach out another way. But it means putting you in danger in a way you have not been before. I cannot say for certain what will happen. Thank you. That means a great deal. There is an old derelict star station where I may get answers. I know that seems vague. It will become clear when we arrive.
Any adventure you can fly away from.
Captain,
I will
do you require my assistance?
There is danger for you here, likely for us both. I need you to trust me. These stations... Before we go any further, I cannot stress this enough. Keep your weapons at your side. Do not make any sudden moves. Do nothing to appear hostile. Then I hope for your sake your judgment is sound. Please give me a moment.
Zealots! To the fanatics who murdered my friends, who tried to murder me!
You must be mistaken, or perhaps confused. Nothing like that has ever happened.
Enough! I have the transcripts, Tomisar. You did this. You told them where to find us.
Now, let's just take a moment. No one wants to make accusations they might regret. You are from that Constellation group. I've heard all about you. You have turned her against me, filled her head with lies. This will not be allowed to stand. Insolence! You have corrupted her!
I said enough! This is between you and me.
This has gone far enough. Talk some sense into her at once. Neither of you would dare lift a finger against me. Against House Varun. No. If you let Andreja hurt me, I am her only link to the High Council. To House Varun. Without me, she can never return home. You must make her listen to reason.
He is responsible. He deserves to die.
Did you not hear me? You do this, you lose everything!
I heard you. I know what it costs me. But he deserves it. Does he not? He gave my friends to the Zealots. Might as well have killed them himself. How does that not warrant justice? The only thing keeping him alive right now is... I know that if I do this,
I lose my home, probably forever, I do not know what to do. I want to so badly. I do not know how to live with this. Consider yourself fortunate. You get to live.
This is not over. The High Council will hear of your treason.
Perhaps they will hear of your actions as well, Tomisar. Think on that. Come. Let us leave this place. I wish to return to the lodge.
There will be consequences for your actions. I assure you.
Sometimes amuses me to think about what goes on here, right under the United Colony's collective nose.
What did you want to talk about?
Something important or just conversation? Always good to speak with a friend. Another time. If there is something I can do, please, say so. You are a welcome diversion. What do you need? We will speak again. Thank you for coming back here with me. I fear that after all that has happened, I am unsure of my place in House Baroon. This room may now be the only place I have left to call home. Yes. I know that I am not completely alone. And that offers some comfort, but it is more complicated than that. I worry that I have made a mistake. What if Tomisar betrays me to the High Council? What if he turns House Baroon against me, and I am cut off from them forever? It might not be enough. I may have miscalculated. I do not know how to live without some connection to House Baroon. The Great Serpent has always been a guiding force in my life. The force that drives all that I do. What if I have lost that? Yes, That is true. Whatever else has happened or will happen, the Great Serpent still holds a purpose for me. You have been by my side through all of this, the most turbulent time in my life. And you have supported me, faithfully. I have never been able to what it means to me. Well, that is... I am sorry. I need a moment. I admit this is a surprise. I did not quite realize you felt this way about me. But if you mean it, my feelings are not so different from yours. I am afraid, though, that it cannot be. I am not willing to share you with anyone else, and you are already in a relationship. I could, however, use a best friend, and I think he would fit that role very well. So if we are to be best friends, then I shall do everything I can to be there for you, in the way that you have for me. How can I sit here feeling sorry for myself when there is so much for us to do?
If something's on your mind, you can tell me. I'm still a... What? I can't believe you've provided me all of the attention and love that I'll ever need. And more. Was I asking too much? My heart feels like it's been ripped out of my body. Look, if our marriage ends today, then it ends forever. I can't go through this again. Please, don't do this. Then it's over. Now, I'm going to need some time to myself. Please, leave me alone for a while. I need to think.
Need something?
A credit for your thoughts, as they say. I'm feeling fine. What do you mean? I see. I wondered when we might... I admit this is a surprise. But... We must be clear on one thing from the very beginning. I do not share. If you are mine, then you are mine alone. No one else will come between us. If that is not a commitment you are willing to make, I understand, but I will not compromise. Then truly nothing can stop us. We will be a force to be reckoned with. You have brought a joy to my life that I could not have imagined, and could never have expected. With you at my side, love,
If you have something to say, get it over with. Ugh. Yeah. I'm too upset to... Honestly, now's not a good time. Yeah, whatever.
Last night was enlightening. I hope to learn more next time. Hello, excellent to see you. I know that. Thank you, dearest. For so long. Truly? You mean it? You continue to surprise and amaze me. I am at a loss for words. Of course, yes. Yes, I want that too. My culture deals with this so differently than I have seen in the rest of the settled system. I need some time to consider what would be an appropriate, equivalent. But do not mistake that for hesitation. You are the best thing that has ever happened to me. And I will not let you go for a moment.
A lot on your
I
mind?
always enjoy these moments. There are no words that... Then I shall be... I look forward to our next discussion.
Always a pleasure. Having you by my side. Wait, what a... Ah. From things you've said in the past, it's obvious you want to have a serious relationship. You want to become. So, if you're willing to take that leap of faith with someone like me, you're something truly special. You know that? For the first, you're the best thing that...
You and I have things to discuss. You sure you want to do this right now? Have you lost your... You are in no position to tell me what I need right now. Did we not agree that what we have is something special, unique, that it would stay between us, that our hearts belong to one another and no one else? I do not care how everyone else feels. I have made my feelings very clear to you. What is there to say? Stop trying to confuse. I do know that. I am trying to look past what you have done, but it is difficult. I would like to believe you mean I am going to do my best to get past this and continue our journey together. The next time we arrive in port, I am leaving. It would do you well to reflect on how you arrived here, and what you want from your future. I know I shall be doing the same. Eager to help, if I can. I have sharpened the blade for this very occasion. And just what is on your mind? Do you need to ask? Do I not make it? Then I shall be... May the serpent guard you.
if I can help, if you need something, I've got your back. Always and any... how is... Leaving? Oh, I see how it is.
Could we talk? I have been thinking about us as a couple? I am not sure of the terminology. Our relationship, let us say. It is, and I am thankful for you every day. You and I, we come from such different backgrounds. I cannot really know all that you have been through, and you are not House Varun. We do love each other, and that is a lot. This does not work if I am not honest, if I will not speak plainly what is on my mind. As much as I love you, and I do, I cannot help but wonder what the future holds for us, given all that I know to be true. No, that is not my concern. I trust that you will stay with me. When the Great Serpent returns, I know I will be by his side as one of the promised. But you are not like me. You are not House Varun. Your fate, as much as it pains me, is sealed. I have tried to not worry myself over it, but I cannot stop thinking about it. What future can we have if that is the inevitable end? You understand, this is different. It is not what might happen, but what will happen. I have never expected you to share my beliefs. You cannot possibly. And I will not fault you for that. I do want to be with you, but there are moments I find myself grieving for you already, knowing that you will be lost. How can I possibly move past this? I love that you are thinking of me, not of yourself. I just hate to think of anything coming between us, whether now or in the future. But you are right. I need to focus on what is in front of me now, not something I have no control over. Thank you for talking me through this. It only serves to remind me how much you mean to me, how deeply I care about you. Really? You continue to surprise and amaze me. I am at a loss for words. There is no such thing as too much, love. My culture deals with this so differently than I have seen in the rest of the settled systems. I need some time to consider what would be an appropriate, equivalent gesture. But do not mistake that for hesitation. You are the best thing that has ever happened to me, and I will not let you go for a moment. It is pleasing to speak with you. I am incredible. Then I shall be sure. Take care of yourself. Before I say anything else, I wanted to thank you for giving me time. When I first came here, I never expected that I would meet you or feel this way about you, that we would end up here together. I know that you told me you were not going anywhere, but I still worried, if only a little, that my asking for time to think would be a problem. There is no precedent for any of this. A romantic relationship not within the bounds of Barun culture, I mean. I wanted to attempt to honor that culture nonetheless. I know, and I love you for that. The point I am trying to get to is that I believe I have an idea, a way I can demonstrate my commitment to you. Do you seriously believe I am going to wear a dress for this? Let alone buy one for the occasion? I do not want a fancy party. I do not want to wear a dress, and we do not need music. This is between you and me, and no one else. You know who I am. I do not need to explain myself to you as I would to others. They might not understand, and I do not want that distraction. I want to be able to focus on us. So, as soon as you are ready, I want us to travel together to the second planet in the Shosa system. There's something we need to do there. There is little I can offer to show you how much I care, how much you mean to me. Whatever House Varun deems proper could not work, because you are not House Varun. And whatever marriage traditions you might have would not be appropriate for me. If you are not joking, then no, you are not. But there is something here that I believe will make up for it. This place, where we stand now, is the first place I was brought upon leaving my city, Dasra. The first time I had ever left my home planet. As you know, I was never allowed to know the way back home. That frightened me. But at the same time, I was suddenly aware of not just one planet, but a whole universe I had never seen. That is a feeling I had not experienced again until I met you. You have already done so. There is no need for you to worry. But there is more. Buried here is something of great value to me. Something I wish you to have. It is best, I think, if you are the one to retrieve it. You hold in your hands the most treasured item I could give you. No. You certainly have not. There is a reason for that, and I hope when I explain why, you will understand what this means. In my culture, every child is entrusted with a pet groat. They are domesticated creatures native to my planet. Smelly, cantankerous, but their milk is a staple of our diet. We raise the groat. We care for it, we milk it. And when we come of age, we slaughter the groat and fashion its skull into a dagger. It is a lesson. Through this groat, we are shown the connection that we have to the Great Serpent. That all things serve the Serpent and can be tools for his use in more ways than one. A further reminder, perhaps, that House Varun must always be ready to defend itself and the Great Serpent. Every member of House Varun has a dagger like this. We are instructed to keep them at our side at all times. The Great Serpent is always with us, as is the danger of those who defy and oppose him. But that constant connection to the Great Serpent is a liability to those of us sent out into the settled systems. So when we first leave our home, we hide it. Yes, precisely. So for years, this dagger has remained buried here, hidden from the world. But now, I believe you should have it. With it, I hope you can understand that I trust you completely. That I know you will care for this the way you care for me. And that we are connected in a way that is now truly unique in the settled systems. In all of creation, I love you, and I am yours. Wholly and completely. I know, dearest, and I love you for it. Whew. Now, surely there is some other grand adventure that awaits us. We should go and meet it head on. The Great Serpent favors me. Do you want to hear me say that you make me? Then I shall be sure. There is no one I would rather see right. It is only a matter. What? I do not understand. You cannot be serious. Surely you cannot mean that you do not love me. I have seen it in your eyes. I have felt it in your heart. We can work on us. But if you walk away, there is no return. I will not allow myself to suffer through that. Do you understand? So be it. You will forgive me if I do not wish to discuss this further right now. I am hurt and angry, and I need time.